I hate that it does that. That's a new feature from Zoom. Okay, welcome to yoga. I'm Brittney.
I'm Robin.
She's back, you guys. We're so happy. But we also have some other friends over here in the corner. You can say hi. Uni and Jen. Yay.
Hey.
All right, so this week for yoga, the word I selected is trust. And it's popped up in multiple things that I've read or listened to. And it's the feeling that I feel that I need to lean into. So maybe you're in the same boat and maybe you're feeling this energy. Hi, McKenna. Maybe you're feeling this energy of the full moon and lunar eclipse. It's all very active, but also inviting us to really surrender and cleanse, let go and trust, flow into the process of whatever we're experiencing right now. So if you're listening to Spotify, we'll hit play on the playlist in 3, 2, 1, play. Maybe you'll be able to hear it, maybe you won't, but I'm gonna need you to get 2 blocks and you're gonna set them up so that you can lay back on them. I'll show you from the side first, really quickly. Longwise, a block here. Second block can be for your head and it can be on whatever height feels good for your neck. So I usually like the flat that's even, or you can go the long side going up. That makes sense. So basically all you're gonna do is adjust yourself so that when you lean back, the first block hits you right between the shoulder blades. So nothing into your low back. It's just high enough that it's supporting around your rib cage. And then you can lower your head on that second block. Make those small adjustments. Let your arms come out by your sides. You can straighten out your legs in front of you or bring the soles of your feet together. Or you can knock your knees in, plant your feet out. Whatever helps you surrender into the moment. Get the wiggles out, make those small adjustments. Notice if you're feeling anything, pull into your low back. And if you are, go ahead and scooch that block up a little higher. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your ribs lift up and off. Take a breath out of your mouth. Soften around your heart. Do it again. Breathe in. Exhale, open mouth. Keep your jaw relaxed. One more time here. Inhale fully. Maybe you can stretch out your fingers. Exhale and relax your elbows. Let your eyes close down if that feels good and safe for you. Tune into your breath going in and out of your nose, hitting the back of your throat, still filling up your lungs to its greatest capacity. And then a mindful breath out where you're squeezing gently on the back of your throat. You can even hear your own breath sound like a wave. Kind of like you're fogging up a mirror. Just take a few rounds of breath, noticing if you can let go across your chest and your shoulders, starting to feel into the supported back bend. Just remember to check in with your body as you move through this practice. Trust that your body is exactly where it needs to be. Trust that everything about you is exactly where it needs to be right now. No need to force, no need to fight. Take a couple more. Feel the heaviness of your hips as you breathe out for these last two. If your legs are open or in a different position than feet down, go ahead and walk them to that position where your knees are up towards the sky. You can gently shift and roll over to one side. You'll just have the blocks behind you, so you can reach up and over with your bottom arm for that top block, and take your bottom arm, wrap it around your back, get that second block out of the way. Just roll all the way over onto your back. Settle in with a neutral spine now. With your hands on your hips, feel for your hip bones, those pointy guys at the very front. And then you can even make a triangle with your hands and let your fingertips reach down for your pubic bone. And ground into the space, this pelvic bowl. And let your pelvis rock forward so that your pubic bone goes forward and away from you. You feel your back arch and lift. Take a breath in right here. Exhale and feel the lengthening of your low back as your pubic bone points up towards the sky. Your belly button will feel like it's drawing in towards your spine. And breathe in and rock your pubic bone forward. Arch through your low back. Exhale and pull your belly button down. Feel your tailbone wrap underneath you. Do that 2 more times on your own. Breathe in, find that small arch in your low back. Exhale and get really connected to your front body as your pubic bone lifts up. 1 more time. Nice. So this rocking your pelvis is just a small movement in your back, right? But this whole arch and rounding can go all the way up into your head. So let's try it with a big rounding. Take your knees in towards your chest. Let yourself rock from side to side so that you can feel out both left and right hips. And just notice all of that. We'll get to the big rounding in a second. So let's try planting the feet down 1 more time. You're going to use your elbows in towards the ground and make little robot arms. And push into the top of your head or back of your head and shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you. Keeping your feet right behind your hips. Take a breath in and push into your feet. Start to lift that pubic bone again as your low back lengthens. And lift up your hips into big extension. So stay right here. Feel the engagement in your glutes. Dig down into your heels and pull your heels back towards your shoulders. You can keep using your robot arms, getting a little bit more of a lift in your chest. But try reaching your arms down so that maybe you actually touch your heels. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out and stay right here. Notice if you can still see your thighs. Try to get your hips a little higher, pubic bone higher than your hip bones. One more active squeeze. Take a breath in. Exhale and lower your upper back. And then feel your low back. Then your hips come all the way down. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Lengthen out your left leg. Keep pulling your right all the way up towards your shoulder. You can circle out your ankles, both directions. And then end with both toes coming up towards your face. Keep taking the right thigh in towards your waist or your rib cage. Notice what you feel in your hips or even in the top of your left thigh. Tell your left thigh to stay as grounded as possible. You can stay right here, or if you want, right hand goes to the outer edge of your right foot. Try to kick your heel up towards the sky. Your arm can go on the inside of your leg and you can really pull wide. Left hand can go on top of your left hip to, again, encourage it to stay down and grounded. It's like a half happy baby / like a little lunge on your back. Maybe you try to kick that leg straight, the right one. And softly bend the knee. Again, just trusting your body to be able to communicate. Remember to use your breath. Okay. Keep your knee bent. You can now take the left hand all the way across, guide it to the left as you bump your hips over to the right. So give yourself a small twist in the spine. Your left hand can reach across for your right thigh. Open up your right arm in a cactus shape. Now I want you to imagine your right shoulder anchoring down for you and your right hip working down and away from the right shoulder. Keep kicking out through your left heel. Take one more breath. Exhale and let go. Slowly unwind, come back to the center. You can plant both feet down again. Center your hips, give yourself a double knee squeeze or some circles with your knees and hips. Notice how this trickles up into your low back or upper back. And then let's try switching sides. Hold onto your left thigh or knee shin and straighten out your right. Circle out your ankles, your feet, both directions. And then you can actively pull down on your left shin or thigh, pulling it close to your left rib cage and shoulder. Keep pulling your toes back, active ankles. Straighten out your right leg as much as you can, even if that means squeezing your quad and then relaxing and noticing the difference in the heaviness of your entire thigh bone. One more breath. And then take your left arm, left hand to the outer left foot. Then kick your foot up towards the sky, like you're walking on the ceiling with your foot. Okay, keep pulling back, using your shoulders, bringing the blades closer together to help keep the chest broad and still working on the feelings on the inside of your thigh. Remember the heaviness of your right thigh bone. Maybe you play with straightening out your left leg and bending it again. You're practicing with neighbors, watch out. Or you can even support your neighbor. Hey. Encourage, encourage. And one more breath here. And then you can let go of the foot, grab your thigh with your right hand and guide your leg across and over your body to the right. You might need to adjust your hips. Okay, find this little twist. Keep pushing out through your right heel. And this time take your left arm to a cactus. And notice if there's some buoyancy or anything caught up in your spine. I want you to practice using your breath to talk to your body, or even using your right hand to stroke your spine or stroke your side, or even helping your left leg weigh down. Full body breaths here, in and out of your nose. Last breath. And And slowly come back to the center. Bring your hips back to the middle, hug both knees in towards your chest. Circle out your knees both directions a couple of times. And I want you to feel a lot of flexion in your spine. Pick up your head, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and start to rock forward and back along your spine. You can use your legs to help you pump. I want you to take a few of those rocks as best as you can, feeling every single notch in your spine. So that means using your small core to tuck up and under. Keep going. A couple more. Everyone stopped as soon as I stopped. Good. And then once you get all the way up to the top, you can just take your legs over to the side, or you can cross your ankles and work your way over onto all fours. Okay. Walk yourself back far enough so you can grab your blocks, bring them up to the front. And you're going to start with your toes tucked under. Okay, keep your knees rooted right underneath your hips. And take your blocks to shoulder width distance apart. You're going to bring them underneath your shoulders and walk your elbows down onto them. Okay. So you can practice here first before walking your knees back. Try doing that pelvic tilt again. So allow your tailbone now, that can be the driver. Tailbone reaches up towards the sky as your low back arches. Maybe you start to engage more of your upper back. Keep pulling your elbows back into the blocks. Allow your chest to come forward. You can even lift your gaze, take your chin off your chest as you breathe in. And breathe out, punch your elbows down into the ground, pull your belly up and in, get a full body rounding again. Tailbone sneaks underneath you like you're hiding a tail. One more time, inhale, full extension. Hard up. Exhale and round. Good. Take a breath in and come to neutral spine. Let's actually walk back up onto our hands. You can move those blocks out of the way. So walk your knees together. Keep your right toes tucked under. Let's start with the left side just for fun today. A left leg is going to go straight back. And I want you to start to engage your upper body too. Push down, feel your triceps light up. So that means straightening out your elbows and then pulling your shoulder blades down your back. Keep your neck long, chin off your chest. Pull your left leg up in line with your hip. So it's floating behind you. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Touch your knee to your left tricep. Use your core. Your waist can go into that side crunch. And inhale, kick it back behind you. Exhale, cross it over to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Breathe into your waist again. Inhale, lift that leg back up. Neutral spine. Exhale, pull it in towards your left tricep. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, cross it over. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, cross it over, and you can stay right there. Let your left hip dip down. You can look over your right shoulder. Feel out your outer right hip or even your left waist. Push down with your hands and swipe them over to the left. Now breathe in. You can float the leg just for a second. You're going to let your left toes touch down behind your hip. And I want you to kick your right foot off to the side, to the right. You're going to lower your left heel down so that you can spin open. Left arm to the sky. Okay, push your hips forward. So remember feeling into the low back, noticing if you're overarching. Can you push your pubic bone forward and tuck your tailbone down? Stacking yourself over your right wrist, getting strong alignment there. You have the option to stay in this supported side plank, or you can play with floating the left leg up and bending your left knee, seeing your foot and grabbing it with your left hand. So this time you're grabbing on the outer edge again. Okay. And keep lengthening your tailbone down, feeling that stretch in your chest, Maybe even a stretch in your quad, the more you hug your heel in towards your butt. Still focusing on grounding through your right palm and your right knee and toes. Good. Breathe in and re-extend that left leg and arm. And exhale, slowly lower yourself back down, hand and then knee. You can kick that right foot in. Okay, circle out the hips or push them from side to side. If you need to move some of that energy, you can round the hips all the way. Oh, good. Yeah. Let's play and see what happens on the other side. What's so funny? It was good. It was good. Okay. We got the peanut gallery over here. All right. Let's extend the right leg back to start. Okay, and then you can find the engagement again in your upper body. Feel your chest almost push back away from the earth. You can feel your shoulder blades broadening across your back, and then you can lift up your right leg. So feel the float of the inner thigh getting up towards the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to connect your knee to your right tricep. And inhale, kick it back all the way through your heel. Exhale, cross it over to the left. Look over your left shoulder. And inhale, float it back in line with your hip. Exhale, use your core to get there. Little touch. Inhale back. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, lift your leg up to the sky. Exhale, one more touch. Inhale, kick it back all the way. Exhale, cross it over to your left. Look over your left shoulder. Now this time your hands are swiping to the right. Breathing into your waist. Try straightening out your right leg. Now breathe in. Lengthen out your spine back to neutral. Hover that right leg. Then you can just touch the toes down directly behind you. Kickstand your left leg out to the side. Lower your right heel down and peel your right hand off the earth so that your arms go to 12 and 6. So I can show you from this side if you haven't played this way before. And so again, keeping the stack, shoulders over your bottom wrist. Tuck your tailbone down, push your hips forward, and stay right there. Or you can try lifting your right leg by engaging the outer hip. Or you can try bending the knee, reaching back for the top of your foot. Peeling yourself open. Getting the stretch across your front body. Opening yourself up for a future that you are probably unaware of, which is exciting. Take in the bigness of it. One more breath. And exhale, let it go. You can find that straightening. Slowly lower yourself back down onto all fours. Now you can circle out your hips again, or if you're looking for stillness, go ahead and walk your knees out, toes together, big toes. You can push your hips back. Settle your chest in between your legs. You will also meet us here if you are still moving in those hip circles. Just relax in this child's pose. Again, a pose of surrender, letting go, finding trust. Trust in the ground to support you. Trust that the resources will be there. See if you can find some length in your arms. And at the same time, soften your shoulders. You can press into your palms and feel the length of your spine as you push your hips back onto your heels. Last breath. Okay, peel yourself up. Slowly moving back into the tabletop. Do one more move here, okay? Keep your knees underneath your hips. Plant down through your left hand. Breathe in and reach your right arm up towards the sky. Again, going into that 12 and 6 o'clock. You can circle out the wrists, or the wrist, the right one. Take a big breath in. Exhale and weave yourself down. Lower onto the back side of the right shoulder. Look over to the left. Use your left hand to help push. Or maybe you just lean back into the resistance and reach your left arm behind your back for your right thigh on the inside. You can let your hips sway with you to the left if that feels good. Or you can pierce the ground with your legs and start to center your hips and get more of the sensation traveling up your spine into your upper back. Keep pushing down actively through the right arm to help feel that spiral. Let's take 2 more here. And slowly release your left arm back down to the ground. Breathe in, reach back up with the right arm. Let your hips and your heart sway with you. Exhale, take the right arm down. Switching sides, left arm comes up as you breathe in. Circle out your wrist. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Take one more breath in. Exhale, weave it down. Use that right arm to help push, maybe even just initially to feel that stack. You can play with the position of your hips, feeling how that works into your back and your spine, your core. And you can take your right arm, reach it back for the inner left thigh, or just your sacrum or your hips. Imagine your sits bones widening, taking it up higher to the sky. One more breath. And take your right hand back down by your face. Push down so that you can breathe in and reach up with your left arm, hips and heart sway. Exhale and plant your hands down. Okay, let's try keeping the toes tucked under for a second. Just sit yourself back onto your heels. You can walk yourself up, shoulders over hips. If this feels way too intense, take one block, the highest height, and you can sit on that in between your ankles. It feels a little like less body weight can be on you, but you still get the stretch in the soles of your feet. Okay, and I want you to practice a strong alignment of your neutral spine. So when your heels are right underneath your sits bones, you can feel the forward and back. You can feel the side to side. Let's get you upright where your chest feels open. There's no compression in your low back. Your belly feels gently supportive and contracting every time you breathe out. Relax the muscles around the tops of your shoulders and your neck. And keep your chin parallel with yours. Your hands can rest either on top of your thighs or you can reach them behind you. And you can actually take a grip with your hands if that feels accessible. You could also just use a towel or a pillowcase and reach your knuckles down towards the earth. Okay, straight arms, you can reach them off your butt if that feels good. Now take your chin towards your chest. Whether or not you have the grip, maybe you feel some stretch on your neck. And take your head from right to left. Come back to that breath that sounds like the ocean in between your ears. And listen to your body and hang out at a spot that feels really good. Maybe even notice if the feelings you get around your neck and shoulders are taking away the attention from your feet. Move at your own pace for the next 2 breaths, evening yourself out. Now release your grip. You can roll the shoulders out if you've got it. Okay. And take that block out if you have it. You're going to put them by your ankles. Okay. I'm going to show you from the side. Robin's going to stay from the front. But you just want them by your ankles because if you have short feet, they might be hard to reach. Blocks might be easier to grab. Okay. So use your core, your glutes, come all the way up into a tall kneel. You can flatten out your feet if they need a little break. You can flap them into the earth. Tailbone down. Arms are going to go at shoulder height. Okay. This is where the practice of trust comes in. And I lied. You're going to take one block and put it in between your legs. Okay, that little squeeze towards the midline will help you pull in all your energy. Okay. And it will help support your low back, your core, everything. So arms will go out in front. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. I want you to lean back. And it's almost like your body makes a Z shape. You'll feel it in your quads. I want you to lean back as far as you can. Take a breath. Then use your breath in to pull you back up. You can relax the arms if you need to as you breathe out. We'll try again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeeze your block, lean back. Trust. Inhale, pull yourself back up, pushing into your knees. Exhale, relax your arms. 2 more times. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale like a trust ball. Squeeze the block to help you support. Inhale, rise. Exhale, relax your arms. Last time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pull your belly button in. No change in your spine. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arms back. Now listen closely. Breathe in, come arms up. This time, exhale, hip hinge, like you're sitting on your heels, like you're about to. And then inhale, rise back up to stand. You can relax the arms. Good, exhale, let's move back down. Inhale moves us back up. Squeeze your block. Good, a couple more times. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push. One more time. Nice. Okay, now take that block out. You're going to put them in the front just so that you can grab them and they are accessible. You're going to keep yourself on your knees for now. Let's stagger. So you scooch back and I'll come forward. I'll come more forward. Okay. You're going to take both arms up to the sky as you breathe in. Good. Exhale, reach down for the floor. Maybe take the block on the way if it feels really far away to the right. You're going to extend your left leg out. Okay, so we're coming back to that same shape, that supported plank. Take a big breath in and reach all the way up towards the other side of the room. And take a breath out. See if you can shift your weight onto that block in your bottom knee and pull your knee in towards your elbow. Inhale, find that re-extension, maybe even an expansiveness like a rainbow. Exhale, use your core, pull in. Just 2 more times. Inhale, open up. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. Good, finally inhale, opening up. And exhale, you can bring both knees down. Your left arm can come out in the front. Take that other block, come back up to the middle. Maybe set yourself up if you know you like that block. Okay, breathe in and reach up. Exhale, take it over to the left. Slowly lowering yourself down, but your body should remember this shape. Okay, breathe in, find a big arch through your waist. Exhale and pull your knee in towards your elbow. And re-extend it. Your toes can touch down if they need to. Exhale, pull. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Big inhale as you stretch. Exhale as you fold back into the center. And this time, you can keep your thighs together. You're going to fold into a fetal position. So that means legs together, arms will be back by your side. You can round into your back and just prep into this shape, okay? Bring the top of your head towards the floor. Just relax your arms and see if you can grab onto your heels. Letting your spine round over your thighs. Feel the spaciousness come into your low back. One more breath here. And use your breath in to rise, stacking your spine one vertebrae at a time. Oh, this is gonna feel so good. Okay, one more thing. Come all the way back up onto your knees again. Walk your knees out to hip width distance apart. Like I was gonna have you do before. Tuck your toes under or have your blocks right by your heels on the outside. Okay, hands will go to your low back to start. Imagine you have that block in between your legs. Okay, imagine you have that hug. Keep pointing your tailbone down like you did when you were on your back. So your back stays open and long. Pull your shoulder blades together, chest broad. And you can start with just that lean back like we did before, making our body into a Z. You can hold that, or you can try reaching down for the blocks this round. Okay. Notice if it feels good to let your head dip back and open up into your chest and throat. Full camel. Ultimate surrender. One more breath. When you breathe out, use your core. Rise back up. Chin to chest maybe first. Pull your belly button in to rise. We'll do that one more time to see if maybe you want to try going for your ankles. If not, you can dive into a roundedness like we did before, or you can try with the blocks again. So without blocks, maybe I'll just use my block for my inner thighs, and you can do the same. Your hands can start at your low back. Feel that tilt down of your pubic or tailbone. Pull your shoulder blades back. Take a breath in as you lean back. Stay connected to your front body. And then reach back for one heel at a time. And notice, yeah, if it feels good to keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, or if you want to keep the chin off the chest midway, or even let the head fall back onto your upper traps and really relax. Keep pushing your hips forward. See how you feel there in your low back. Stay for one more breath. Start to climb yourself back up. Chin in, hands to the back. Pull yourself up. You got it. Okay, now let's bring the feet flat. You can round over yourself here. Countering that camel is the option to be in fetus again, fetal position, or you can take your hands around for your feet on the outside and really be mindful of your neck here. You're going to lift your hips off your heels with your arms straight, but your feet are pushing down so far into the ground that there's no pressure on your head or neck. So you get this super big rounding in your spine. Take a big inhale, big exhale. And you can lower back down onto your heels. Let's swing the legs around and get off the knees. Okay, we're gonna give the knees and thighs some love. Okay, just go ahead and find your patella, so your kneecap. Give them a nice squeeze. Like I'm using little it's like the octopus fingers, you know, when you're like high five, you're like octopus. Yeah, you're gonna do the octopus hand high fives. on your kneecaps, all around the knee. You can even move the kneecap side to side and up and down. Notice how that feels. I don't think we give so much attention to our kneecaps, and we should. And then start to take those hands a little higher, just above your knees, into your quads. Start to squeeze higher on your thighs until you make your way towards your hips. And then you can lean your hands back, give yourself a generous shake in your legs. Okay. Now, soft bend to the knees, root down through your sits bones. If you have to move the flesh out of the way like I just did, please do. Take a breath in, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold yourself forward, belly first, then your heart. Your hands can reach for whatever it reaches. Allow yourself to fold in half, finding some gratitude. Reflecting back on that camel pose where your heart was exposed, your entire belly, your underbelly that has all of your organs was open. It's a very vulnerable place to be. And just notice how open that is. Can you trust being that open? Knowing that this posture can always follow, where you come back inside, take in what you need, replenish and recover. Take a slow roll all the way back up as you breathe in. You can bend your knees and work your hips forward so that your hips are in the middle of your space. Go ahead and lower all the way back down onto your spine, making sure those blocks are out of the way. Give yourself a hug in towards your chest. Squeezing, pulling. Let's take one happy baby, knees wide. Grab onto either your shins or the outer edges of your feet. This time it's a double time. So feet up to the sky, pull your shoulder blades back, pressing into the top of your head. Root down through your tailbone. So make that arch in your low back happen. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, chest open, feeling out into your hips. One more breath in and a breath out. Let your feet go. You can extend your legs long, open up your arms to the side. Like she forgot everything. Take up space in this 10 breath relaxation practice, Shavasana. And let something go here on the mat that you don't need going into the future. Be that a habit, or pattern, or train of thought, belief. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready to move back into the real world, yoga off the mat, take an inhale through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Invite movement in slowly, intentionally, noticing how that has a ripple effect in the rest of your body. And absolutely no rush at all. Take yourself over onto one of your sides. Knees bent, support yourself. You can use an arm to support your head. And think of one thing you're grateful for from today. And slowly come up to a seat when you're ready. Bring your spine back to a neutral with your heart forward. Take your hands in towards your heart space. Fill yourself up with a breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for being here. From our hearts to yours. Namaste.